first married, we were given something that we needed. We desperately needed. If we were going to have any rest, if we were going to try to be comfortable at all and get any sleep, we needed a bed. Somebody blessed us and gave us a bed right off the bat for free. But very quickly we discovered that this bed was not going to cut it. It was hard, and it was small, and it was crampy, and we could feel the springs, and we were tossing and turning all night, and we'd wake up groggy and sore and frustrated, and we'd have to nap almost every day just to try and stay on a rest schedule. And we learned very quickly we needed a new bed. We needed something else to give us rest. But we fought it for a couple years. Finally, just recently, we said, okay, that's enough, and we went to the bed store. And while we're there, we're laying on all the beds, trying them out, seeing what they're like, and we finally found one that was just perfect. And the instant we laid on it, we knew this is what we need. So we called the sales clerk over and asked, what's this going to cost us? And they told us, and we just looked at each other and said, there's no way. There's no way we're going to afford this. This is too expensive. It would cost us way too much. We need this, but we can't afford it. It's too expensive. There was a young man who was very rich and very powerful, and he had spent his whole life up to this point obeying all the laws and the commandments that you could find in the Old Testament, in the Jewish law. And he obeyed the laws that the Pharisees had put before him. But he knew that even though he had this set of laws and rules and regulations, and even though he stuck to them, there was something missing. He wasn't quite at peace. He wasn't quite resolved that this is it. This is all there is to it. He found Jesus teaching one day, and he comes up to him and he says, "Teacher, I hear you talking about this God and this heaven and this eternal life, and I get it, but how do I attain this eternal life that you're talking about?" And Jesus says, "Oh, glad you asked. Have you kept all the commandments? Have you never used the Lord's name in vain? Have you kept the Sabbath holy? Have you honored your mother and father?" And the rich young ruler says, "Yes, all these things I've done." And he gets a little excited, thinking that maybe this is all there is to it, and I've reached it, and I've attained it. And Jesus says, "Okay, but one more thing you need to do. You need to give up all the things that you think are so important and follow me." He says, "Go sell all your possessions, give the money to the poor, and then come follow me." And he starts to teach this man, this rich young ruler, that if you want to enter into this life that I'm offering you, if you want to enter into this peace, this comfort, this safety, this security, you need to give up the things that you think are most important. You need to let go of the life that you're holding on to and follow me. And he tried to help him see, look, I want you to understand something, that when you do, when I become the most important thing, you're storing up treasures in heaven. The rich young ruler did not like this at all. He looked at Jesus and he said, I know that I need this and I want this, but it's too expensive. I have to give up what I'm holding on to, what is important to me, if I want to follow Jesus. It's too expensive. It's going to cost too much. And Jesus says, you guys need to understand that it's going to cost you. When you come to me, you will have to surrender your dreams to me, your desires, the things that you want, and it's going to cost you what you're holding on to. Because to follow me means I will be what you want. I will be your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. And it's not easy. But Jesus promises over and over again, he teaches that he will be our strength. He will lighten our load. He will bring us rest and peace and hope and grace and joy. Joy far greater than anything we're holding on to right now. My wife and I finally decided that we did need to get the bed. So we made the necessary arrangements and we made the purchase of the bed. And at first I struggled with being able to sleep comfortably because I was worried about the cost and that it was so much and the price was so high, and that I was afraid that having spent that much, the bed wasn't actually going to do its job. But one night I came home just utterly exhausted from a really long day. I got up really early, had been traveling, going to meetings, meeting new people, speaking, and got home late, and I was so tired, all I could do was crash. And I looked, as I came home and saw the bed, my thought wasn't, oh, you were so expensive. All I could think, I'm just so exhausted. Please just give me the rest that you promised me you would give me. Please do your job tonight. The next day I woke up so refreshed, so alive, so vibrant, so rested. And Jesus wants that same trust from us. To utterly surrender all of our fears, all of our uncertainty, all of our doubts. I don't know if you're worth it, Jesus. He wants us to utterly surrender all the things that we're holding on to him. And just rest in him. And then when we finally reach that moment where we have been refreshed because we've completely submitted to God's love, enveloping us, wrapping us up, taking care of us, comforting us, healing us, teaching us grace and hope and love and joy and peace. When we finally have experienced that utter surrender where whatever it costs, God, whatever it takes, Jesus, I'm yours. And when we finally surrender, oh, that would be something else.